Welcome back. Breaking news this morning. OpenAI says it found evidence that China's new AI model, DeepSeek, used the company's proprietary model to train the open source competitor.
You don't say. There's a reason why this thing cost billions of dollars less, because you used OpenAI's sourcing to create this model. In fact, it was actually ironic that somebody asked it, "Who are you? What is your mandate?" It said that it was an OpenAI sourced model.
It's hilarious. Does nobody see the irony in this? Sam Altman was supposed to be doing open source. He made it a closed source company. He stole everybody's data. He got caught red-handed. He's being sued by the New York Times for all that. And now the Chinese have come and open sourced all the stuff he stole. And he's got a real competitor on the original mission of what OpenAI was supposed to do. So I have zero sympathy for him or the team over there. I'm glad that this is all going open source. It's better for humanity. And the fact that the Chinese did it to Sam Altman is comeuppance for him stealing everybody else's content. That's my opinion.
That's pretty weird, right? This is DeepSeek's new chat bot that is far superior than OpenAI chat GPT, or is it? I actually made a video stating that could Sam Altman have done this in the past, or because this is a capitalistic society, is it a way to make some money? Is it a money grab? But here it is, this company using proprietary information from OpenAI. You don't say.
The company told the Financial Times it has seen evidence of distillation, which it suspects to be from DeepSeek. U.S. officials are now looking at the national security implications of DeepSeek and whether intellectual property theft was involved, as the CCP has been stealing intellectual property from America for decades. This, as DeepSeek's terms of service show it collects and stores user data in China, sparking similar national security concerns, leading to the congressional crackdown on TikTok. China's Alibaba now is also releasing a new version of its artificial intelligence model this morning, claiming that it outperforms competitors such as DeepSeek and ChatGPT.
If you believe this, you are out of your mind. Alibaba, the equivalent to, say, Amazon or even eBay. As a former drop shipper, I used to use these sources to get my product to people, whether it was through Amazon or eBay store. And when you would use Alibaba, it would just take so long, right? They're just late to the game. And is that anything indicative as to where they're at now? Are they late to the game?
Joining me now is the president of General Catalyst Institute, Teresa Carlson. General Catalyst is a global investment and transformation company which partners with ambitious entrepreneurs to drive resilience and applied AI. Teresa, great to see you.
Good morning, Maria. Thanks for having me.
Well, you certainly have seen so much in your career, leading technology groups throughout your career. First, I want to get your take on DeepSeek, and now China claims that Alibaba can also outperform America.
I love the marketing here.
Yeah.
It's like they're all like in a race, here they go. Well, first of all, let's just state the obvious. There are no better entrepreneurs in the world than America. Like, we have the best researchers, we have the most grit. So
here's where I want to stop her and stop you from even believing this. Now, if you live in America, then you're going to hear a completely biased opinion. Now, I'm not saying that we're not the leaders in a lot of areas, but it's just a lot of areas. We're not the leaders in everything. And do your own due diligence. One thing that I've learned being a stock investor long term is that you've got to do your own research. There are companies out there that are far more superior in other countries than America. I mean, you just got to do your own due diligence. And so when you're listening to Fox News, No Dig from Teresa Carlson, we're not the first in everything, but you've got to go down that rabbit hole and seek the information that you're looking for.
the good news about this, it's proving something that we need to do here, which is lowering the cost of the ability for entry, and that provides access for all. I don't know who's saying what is true. I think all this, Maria, you're talking about is going to come to fruition. But for us at General Catalyst, we invest in the most transformative technologies in the world. And they spend either number one or two cost of their budget is cloud and AI today. So when we start seeing things like this, cost reductions, we get excited. But in terms of DeepSeek making this announcement, we know China has been stealing our technology for years. So that's not like, who would have thought, right? Of course they're stealing
Of course. I've done so many documentaries on China and so much study on communist China. Our audience is well aware of how much they've stolen intellectual property from America.
But they're not as good as innovating on top of that and moving faster. And I think in America, our entrepreneurs really fail quickly and succeed quickly. So, you know, I would say strap in, because in the U.S., I think we're going to have a lot more announcements from our companies on what they're doing, because probably seeing this just creates a lot more competition to even move faster.
But I guess on the cost...
Just to speak on that, I did some research, research video about DeepSeek when it came out, because it decimated the markets, and I just saw a lot of my stock value just go down almost instantly in a day, which is okay. I mean, depending on how you're playing the market, whether you're buying or selling, you know, options, you can win either way. But you've got to understand that when there are new companies that come out, the opportunity cost and the push to make our companies better just far exceeds the risk of being in second place. It forces us to find more efficient ways to be better. And that is a direct benefit to both you and I.
Theme here. I mean, you've got Microsoft spending $80 billion on, you know, building out its AI just this year. Yeah. It's not an overall number. It's just this year, $80 billion. You've got, you know, ChatGPT, hundreds of billions. And is there any way that DeepSeek could have been developed for $5 million?
Maybe. Possibly. However, here's what I'll say. I do think the money that's being spent is going to be worthwhile. Here's why. If you just look at the cloud market and the growth of AI, I don't think that money will be spent for nothing. I believe the market is going to be so enormous. And if you think about the types of industries, Maria, that's being disrupted around this, we talk about something called applied AI at General Catalyst, which is taking more mature industries, things that you wouldn't think of, to utilize AI. Finance, accounting, legal, you know, they're now moving very quickly. And when you think about these industries being disrupted, this is why lowering the cost is a good thing. Now, we are spending a lot, but from a tech perspective, I think that's good. We saw the markets rebound yesterday because people are saying, you know, yes, maybe. However, now just I think last night the Navy said we're not using it. Right. Yeah. We can't use it. National security implications.
So tell us about that. What are the national security implications of DeepSeek? And by the way,
let me answer that before she provides her commentary on it. I don't download companies' apps that are made in different countries. I just don't. I don't download. I've never downloaded TikTok just because of the source and where it's made. I didn't download DeepSeek. I watched plenty of videos about it, and it seems to be fantastic. Could it make my life easier? Easier than ChatGPT? Possibly, especially if it's more efficient in answering questions on a more conscious level. But we're not quite there with AGI quite yet, so I didn't see a need to. And plus, I didn't feel like sharing my information with a country that I have no idea what you're doing with my information. I've got to worry about what's going on with my information here in the U.S. I mean, that's already a big risk, let alone sharing it with another country. So that's my answer to that. So be careful on what you download as well.
You can put this on any other Chinese company, right? I mean, that's Alibaba, all of the data goes back to the CCP. So aren't there real risks in terms of getting in bed with communist China, certainly when it comes to defense?
Totally. I don't think there's any way at any level our government is going to use this technology, because you have to go through a process with U.S. government and regulated industries. It's not just the government. They go through a security and compliance check. And I was just on a chat yesterday with a bunch of former Amazon engineers, and they were all saying, look, the security of this thing is not proven. Does it work? Yes, but there's still a lot of the devil's in the details. So Navy said they're not using it. I'm sure today we're going to see another cadre of U.S. government agencies saying you can't use it either personally or for work.
Yeah. But by the way, there are so many Chinese stocks that trade on U.S. exchanges, and they too.
Here, that's another story for another time. I appreciate each and every one of you for rocking with me and watching the videos and leaving your commentary and talking back and forth and sharing information. It only makes this channel better, so I really appreciate it. If this is something that you're getting value out of, me doing reaction videos to some of the news that's out there, like, we can hear it from one side, but let's hear it from us.